I will call him out a little bit and say that the whole I don't really care about this tournament. All I care about is, making the recap vids. That's just a mechanism. If it helps him manage his pressure levels, I'm all for it. I don't really think anyone thinks that's actually the case. Peter, maybe I'm out of line here. Maybe I'm wrong. But every player has their own mechanisms for managing the pressure that's on them. Hikaru has a lot of pressure on him. He cares a lot. He cares a great deal. And anybody at that level cares tremendously about every single game that they play.
Yes, Flash, maybe he needs some cold water on his face, whatever, to calm down. And Jan is coming back.
This is unreal.
With a water bottle, yes. So he's trying to calm himself down.
Wow.
And look at he's shocked.
He knows it. He knows that this is in the bag. He's calculated this through.
Retreating moves. And after that bishop c1 move, if black plays bishop f3 check, it's a lovely tactic. The problem is, who's stopping that pawn on e7? Anybody home? Nobody's home. And Peter, you're showing that really quickly. Again, this is not being played right now, folks. We're just showing the context. Bishop c1, rook on b3 is trapped, and bishop f3 check. King takes f3. Nobody's left to babysit that pawn. It's no longer a pawn. It's going to be a queen. So this bishop c1 move, this retreating move that keeps the rook at bay, might have been overlooked by Vidit. The eval bar is confirming this bishop has been reached, and it's a little bit late for Vidit.
Yes, it's late, and look at Vidit. He knows exactly. And Jan has been also super sharp. He knew exactly, he has foreseen it. He has calculated it all the way, and look at Vidit. Everything is written on his face.
Hard to watch.
And you put in this fight, you get this incredible result. You beat Hikaru. And then the next game's a disaster. And you're in time pressure. You can't handle it. And now going into this round, you keep things under control. You fight the novelty. You keep your chances alive. And you feel like you have everything under control. And just when you think that you have things under control, just one inaccuracy.
Yep.
And for Vidit, this is over.
Yeah, poor Vidit. And this is the Berlin endgame. Yeah,
that one will prolong this round. This one, on the other hand, is about to result. Joe, handshakes are in. But Ivanka, what a result this is, not just for Zhongyi, but for the entire event. Katerina Lagno is gone. She's like, I cannot believe I spoiled that position, because now Zhongyi is still in first place. She's a half point clear of Alexandra Goryachkina, and Lagno would have tied for first. She would have been catapulted into first with Zhongyi and Goryachkina. That's a result that she is seriously going to regret as this candidates tournament continues.
Yeah, it's time.
Well, I think that, okay, you normally you play till rook f3 check, king e6. Of course, you know that it will happen, but it just feels like, okay, you have to play all the way till there.
Rook takes pawn, rook takes bishop, gives a check, king falls back, no check on e3, game over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and bishop g4 would be another resource were it not for the fact that white promotes with a check, e8 queen check. Otherwise, bishop h5 is possible. Vidit taking longer than perhaps he normally would in a different set of circumstances in a regular tournament. This isn't a regular tournament. This is the candidates. And there it is.
And it's a handshake, yeah.
Stopped. It's official. Nepo wins.
What a game by Jan Nepomniachtchi. He plays out this novelty of knight h2, keeps the pressure.
A little clip. We captured that live. Just watch this. Jan puts his hands up in a sort of vague, I'm sorry for doing what I just did gesture. Maybe he kicked him under the table. That's kind of what I immediately think of. Sometimes the players, they kind of shake their legs nervously. Anybody who's played over the board probably knows people like that. Maybe you do that yourself. Maybe he kicked Vidit under the call that the body, say that the body language corresponds with the fact that he's about to make a draw. Yeah, and he's about to write his move down.
Yeah,
and there it is. Great timing, Peter. Good catch.
That's Hikaru telling the arbiter that queen d1 would be a threefold repetition.
Yes, and then he says like, okay, please then let's go and check it. But it's really a threefold repetition. Pragg is super confident.
He's just been leaning back in his chair the whole time. There's so much history between these two. The World Cup match where Pragg eliminated Hikaru, and there we have the handshakes. The draw has been granted, and this one ends peacefully. I think Pragg should be very proud of the way he actually held this to a confident draw with black for Hikaru. Another frustrated game with the white pieces.
I believe, on his decision, and it's absolutely justified. And he decided to make a radical step by playing the move g7, g5. Well, it does not stop f4, but it leads to a completely different kind of structure, because clearly white breaks anyway with f4. G takes f4, bishop takes f4, and now it's all about timing. If black can get bishop e6, knight g6 setup, and place all his pieces comfortably, black will be perfectly fine. So it's very important for white to be energetic and not allow black to stabilize.
And Daniel, I think you confirmed while we were on a break that knight h2 was in fact a novelty.
It was knight h2, no games in the database. So obviously some prep drawn from that active laboratory that has been in operation now for 2 World Championship matches. And, you know, to find a novelty in the Berlin endgame at all is already quite an achievement. And it comes back to...
Ziemliches Gerät, was sie da in der Hand hält. Ziemlich großes Gerät.
Just not time enough, not only on the clock, but the board as well.
It's just the sick irony of a loss, right? The idea intended to maximize the activity of a rook has ended up costing Vidit the game. That rook on b3, that was supposed to be the hero of black's queenside play. Instead, it has to sit idly by. The jailbreak just doesn't come fast enough, as you said, Tanya. One tempo short. And the line we highlighted through a different move order, king f6, bishop e8, rook d8, bishop d7, rook takes d7, and white's king steps all the way up to f7. That was a journey that the white king initiated from g1. It went up to g2 and then to g3. And now, potentially, it ends the game all the way on f7. Incredible. So many cool narratives to follow in this game. King f6 is played. Move 40 has been reached, and it's a little bit late for Vidit.
Yes, it's late, and look at Vidit. He knows exactly. And Jan has been also super sharp. He knew exactly, has foreseen it. He has calculated